Hey guys, so I filmed this just now and I went to go start to edit it and the files were corrupted for some reason. So I have to film it again. So if I look like I've been crying, which I don't think I do I? Is my mascara ruined? Yeah. It's because I was crying in that video. And so this video will probably be less emotional because I already got out all of the tears, which is probably a good thing now that I think about it. So anywho, there was a video missing in Vlogmas yesterday. We got the stomach flu, Joe and I did, and it just completely knocked us out. So I was just in bed for an entire day. So yeah, that's why there wasn't a video yesterday. So today I kind of just wanted to sit down and just kind of fill you guys in on how we've been doing since the miscarriage. If this happens to be your very first video that you're watching of mine, we had a miscarriage a couple of months ago at 16.5 weeks. And so yeah, we've been doing a lot of thinking and praying over the past couple of months as to what our plans are going forward. So yeah, we've been doing okay. We've kind of been doing like as you would expect. We have a lot of really good days, and then we have kind of days like today where we went out to eat as a family and I broke down crying in the restaurant. So yeah, it still hurts. I think it's always forever going to hurt. It's always going to be on our minds and in our hearts. We're always going to miss him. Well, here I go crying again. But I am grateful that we aren't 100% in that place all of the time, and that we've been able to do things like talk about the future and where we kind of want to go from here. So where are we going to go from here? So we adopted our daughter Harper after 7 years of infertility, and when we chose adoption, I officially shut the door on trying to get pregnant. And we said, okay, you know, adoption is how we're growing our family. And we were really excited to just grow our family through adoption. We really, truly have such a love for adoption. And that was our plan. And it took a long time to get there. There's definitely kind of a grieving process you have to go through. When I was younger, I was like 6 or 7 years old. There was this music video that would play on MTV like every single day. And in the music video, there was this mom, and she had her baby in a stroller, and she went to go use a payphone, and she kind of like turned her back to the baby. And this couple driving a car, the woman, I think, jumped out of the car and grabbed the baby and brought it into the car, and they drove away. And the mom on the phone realized that this was happening like right as they were like putting the baby in the car. And so the car took off, and the mom started chasing after the car. And she's like in the open road, desperately trying to chase this car, chase her baby. And I remember as a kid feeling so heartbroken every single time I saw that clip, because I just thought to myself how hard it would be, how heartbreaking it would be to make the choice to stop running after your baby. They're in a car. There's absolutely no way that you are ever going to catch up to that car. But even though you know that, she's still chasing after the car, and she was desperately running with all of her might. But eventually she had to know that it was impossible, and eventually she had to make the decision to stop running and to see her baby get further and further away from her. And I just always thought to myself, my heart just always broke just thinking about that decision to make that first step of letting your baby go. And when we were going through our 7 years of infertility before we adopted, that clip of that video ran through my mind all of the time. I was that little girl that would put the pillow underneath her shirt, and I just always dreamed of being pregnant. And when you get married, you dream of what your babies are gonna look like. And even though it continued to seem more and more and more and more impossible for us to get pregnant, and doctors kept telling us it's probably never gonna happen, it was so hard to stop chasing that car, to make the decision that you're gonna let that baby go, that baby that you've created in your head, that you've loved. I loved that baby in my mind since I was 5. That fictional baby that I thought that I was gonna carry. And finally coming to terms with the fact that we were never gonna be able to get pregnant, and making the decision to stop chasing that car was a heartbreaking decision. Not as heartbreaking as I'm sure it'd be if you were an actual mother chasing after your baby. But that analogy just kept running through my mind when we were going through the thick of our fertility journey, and we were starting to talk about our options and if this was ever really going to happen for us and if we should give up. Like, I just felt like that mother. And that was a hard and painful process to go through. When we started down the path of adoption, we were so excited. And I remember when we finally did make the decision to stop chasing after that car and to go down the road of adoption, I remember that feeling like it was yesterday. It was one of the best feelings I've ever had. I knew that it was the right decision for us. I knew that it was God's plan for us. We felt so at peace. We felt so hopeful. We knew 100% that we were going to become a family through adoption. It was a painful 7-year process of infertility, and it was a road that we had to go down. But it ended so beautifully. So beautifully, and I wouldn't change a thing ever. I would never change a thing. We love Harper so much, and I will always be so grateful for her and for adoption. And I know 100% that that's what God's plan was for us. And when we decided to adopt, I officially walked away from that road of trying to get pregnant. And I was happy and content about it, like totally had moved on. And then out of the blue, I start getting these feelings that we're gonna get pregnant. And I was like, nope. Actually, that was a painful road, and I don't want to open my heart up to it again for it to get broken. But I just kept having that feeling, and we got pregnant. And then we lost the pregnancy. Now I feel like I'm right back at square one. And I feel like now I want it more than ever. I had a tiny little taste of something that I always dreamed of having. And then it got ripped away from me. And it's hard for me to not start to chase that car again, to not chase that dream again. So our plan is that we are going to try to get pregnant for 6 months. If we're not pregnant by the end of that 6 months, we are going to start the process of adoption again. That's our plan. If we feel that God has a different plan for us, then we will cross that bridge when we come to it. If we were to be contacted by a birth mother tomorrow and it felt right for us and for her, like, I would happily and gladly and excitedly throw out that 6-month plan of trying to get pregnant I want to grow our family. I want Harper to be a big sister. I want to have 2 little children. So if Heavenly Father shows us that he has a different plan for us, we will be excited to do whatever he has planned for us, because in the end, we just want to grow our family. This is what we feel at peace with and what we feel happy with. I feel like just for my own, I don't know what you would call it, curiosity or something, I just feel like we need to go down this path again, one more time. I just feel like I should be pregnant right now. Like, it seems natural for us to be pregnant, and I'm guessing that that's because we're supposed to be pregnant right now. I'm supposed to be 6 months pregnant, but a part of me is wondering if I'm feeling that way because we're going to get pregnant again. And in the end, I just pray that we can have another baby. That is what I care about. And so we're just gonna see how we get there. We're gonna do a little experiment. And so yeah, we're gonna take you guys on the journey with us and see where we end up. It'll be exciting to see where we are a year from now. We could be pregnant, we could have just had a baby, we could be expecting a baby through adoption, we could have already had a baby through adoption. I have no idea. I have no idea where we're gonna be next Christmas. But I'm excited to find out. So yeah, I have a procedure coming up next week. So in some of my ultrasounds, they were saying that I had a deviated uterus. And then in other ultrasounds, they were saying maybe not. And also the pregnancy had implanted like as far left as it could without being in the fallopian tube. And so during some of my ultrasounds, they were kind of wondering if because of the deviation, if that's why the pregnancy implanted in such an odd place. So we're gonna get a procedure done to just get a really close look at my uterus to see what it's exactly looking like, what the shape is, if there's any issues there, if I need to get like a surgery done to fix the deviation, and anything else that might show some red flags as far as maybe why we miscarried or any potential issues for a future pregnancy. So we're gonna do that to make sure that everything is looking like it should, at least with my uterus. So I'm excited and slightly nervous for this procedure coming up, to see if anything comes from it, if there's any issues found, and what that means for us. That will be during Vlogmas, so I'll take you guys along with us as much as I can. Probably not actually attend. You'll probably just see my feet walking into the doctor's office. But I will definitely keep you guys updated as far as how that goes and everything else that's to come for us. We'll definitely take you guys on this journey with us to growing our family in whatever way God intends for us to grow our family. So that is going to do it for today's video. So I meant to mention in the beginning of Vlogmas that I was thinking about not doing Sundays, and then I forgot to mention that, and then day 2 of Vlogmas was a Sunday, and so I thought, I can't not put out a video on day 2. They're gonna think that I already lost my steam or whatever only 2 days in. So I went ahead and posted a video that Sunday, but the Sundays going forward, there won't be a video. So there won't be a video tomorrow, but there will be a video on Monday. So I will see you guys then. Bye.